So today we are going to be painting some of these very simplified roses. This is kind of a new technique that I've been doing lately, and it's really kind of cool because, Matilda, I'm trying to do a video here, come on. Get. It's really kind of cool because every rose that you create is going to look a little different, so none of them are going to be the same. So what you're going to need is a watercolor paper pad. I'm using the Canson Watercolor cold press 9x12 pad. I'm gonna link everything below as well as some of my suggestions for things that you can purchase. You're also going to need your paint. As usual, I'm using the Reeves watercolor paint in the tubes. Once again, you can use the palette paints if you want. I just prefer the tubes. You're also going to need the palette. These come in a set. Once again, I'm going to link everything below. So you're going to need your palette, and then you're going to need a large brush. This is a number 12 brush, and I actually really like these brushes. They're the Black Velvet silver brushes, and this is the 3000S round. So I definitely suggest that if you're going to be doing a lot more watercolor, to invest in some brushes. I like this one because of the point, because of the hair is nice and fine. I believe it's sable fur, I'm not too sure. And if you haven't already watched my Watercolor Basics for Beginners video, I highly suggest that you pop on over and check that one out. I'll link that below as well, because that's going to give you just a basic idea of some of the techniques that we're going to be using. You'll also need, of course, a glass of water. Paper towel is always nice to just have handy, and for this we're going to be using a tissue as well. So have those handy, and let's get started. To start, I'm just going to put a little bit more paint in my palette. I'm going to use the Crimson Red, and all you need is the smallest little amount. I don't know if you can see that or not. So you're gonna have the red, and then I'm also gonna use a little bit of purple. This is just violet. And I will put that, put it in the same spot so you can see it better. I might also use a bit of yellow. So I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow ochre in here as well. You can add different colors if you like as well. These are just the ones that I'm going to be using. I'm also going to be using a green, but I'll just use what I have in my palette. I don't have the tube with me right now, but just pick a green that you like for the stem and the leaves. So to begin, I'm going to take a little bit of water on our brush, wipe some of it off, and then wet your paint. We don't want this first bit that we're painting to be too wet. So it should have a slightly watery consistency, but it should also be not too watery, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna start, we're just gonna do the center of the rose. So this is gonna be very simple. We're just gonna do you want these ones to be darker. So we're just going to kind of do these outlines. Darken them a little bit. And then we're going to take a little bit more water and more of that paint, but this time we're going to make it really watery. So now what we're going to do is connect these together by making just movements with our hands, kind of making petal shapes as we go. So just blend these together. Get more paint if you want to. If you have cats like me, you'll get their hair in your paint, but those will wipe off afterwards. So you're just very roughly, like I'm not spending much time on this at all, very roughly, you're just going to kind of make the shape. So now what we're gonna do is take a little more water. We're gonna add in some purple. So I'm just gonna really dilute my purple. Again, I don't want this too dark. And then we're just going to kind of add little bits of color. And again, you can use blues, you can use anything you want here. I kind of like the red and the purple together. You can also go in and I'm gonna use some of that yellow a little bit on my brush, and again, making it nice and watery. And we're gonna go back in and darken some of the red areas. So get some of that water off of your brush, go back into your red, and just kind of add back in some of that red detail. And then what we're going to do with our tissue, we're just gonna take it, kind of wad it up, but try to make a thinner end. And then we're going to remove some of this paint, some of the wet paint with the tissue. So we're just going to add a little bit of highlight wherever we think that would go. And I'm just gonna kind of go back in and blend out some of those edges. And then I'm going to add the leafy bits. So I'm gonna re-wet my green. And I'm going to add the stem bit. So there is one rose. Now let's try another one and you'll see how different they can look. there you go. There is one way to do a watercolor rose. If you want to, like I did in the other one, you can get your brush really wet and just kind of splatter on some spots. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that tutorial. I would love to see your finished roses. You can tag me on Instagram at WonderFlorist. I'm also on Snapchat now, so if you want to see me painting and doing daily things behind the scenes, you can add me there as well. It is WonderFlorist there as well. So be sure to visit my blog, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see your new artwork very soon. Thanks for watching.